Welcome back to another What If. And this is something new I'm doing for 50 subscribers. And I wanted to post it a little earlier. So, this What If, we're going to be doing a crossover, which is what if Avatar was in Dragon Ball. So, this concept is based on the idea of combining the worlds of Avatar and Dragon Ball, which I thought would be a good idea as I've seen nobody else do it before, so we might as well take that opportunity and do it. So, I will try my best and make sense of everything. So, as we start this what if, I am going to place the events of Avatar and overlap them with the events of Dragon Ball, which the major events still happen. For example, in Avatar, the Avatar cycle begins with Ra fuses with one, creating the first Avatar, and major events in Dragon Ball still happen. Now, to establish the timeline of this what if, I'm going to try to see how it could overlap Avatar and Dragon Ball, and for this timeline to not go terribly wrong, Goku will arrive a day after the defeat of Fire Lord Ozai, because if Goku were to land during the time of Ozai ruling the Fire Nation, and if Ozai gets word of Goku, then he would basically train Goku to become evil and take over the world. So, we're going to take place after Aang defeats Ozai. Now, to establish the year that they arrive, according to Dragon Ball time, in this what if I'll be combining the years of Avatar and Dragon Ball together. So, the age in which Goku arrives on Earth would be age 737 in Dragon Ball time, or in Avatar time would be the summer of 100 AG. Now that we have that out of the way, the events of Dragon Ball still happen. For example, like many martial arts masters still appear, and the Guardian of Earth is still there in Dragon Ball 2. Now, to make the timeline make sense, the events of Dragon Ball still happen. However, the locations they take place will change, where the most likely location will be in their respective nation. So during this time, a martial arts master named Doroshi begins his rivalry with the Crane School and Master Shin, with both of their goals to become as strong as the Avatar has been around for almost 10,000 years. Now, nothing really changes about the 100-year war, as the Guardian of Earth, Kami, does not intervene. As for what elements these martial arts masters would bend, I would say fire, because I think water, air, or earth wouldn't really make any sense, and I think most of these Dragon Ball characters would represent firebending, and this is why the Fire Lord, which they both live in the Fire Nation now in this timeline. Now, I would also like to say that the only significant change that happens is that many of the Fire Lords and characters of Avatar are slightly stronger due to the presence of Ki without them realizing it, as it wouldn't really make sense for them to know about Ki, as throughout this history timeline, they would only really focus on bending. Now we can talk more about the story. During the time of Sozin's attack on the air nomads, wiping them out, Aang in this time still takes Appa and gets trapped in an iceberg in the Sun and Water Tribe. 100 years later, the Fire Nation is the most feared nation on Earth, and no one wants to challenge them. Even the Guardian Earth still does not intervene. During this time, a hunt for the Avatar is formed, with Prince Zuko still being banished from the Fire Nation, and them being in the exact same spot in canon. On a trip, two people find the Avatar, whose name is Aang, and this is how Aang meets Sokka and Katara, which is very similar to what happened in canon, if not the same. To further skip ahead on to not make this what if longer than it already is, I will not spend 2 to 4 parts covering the minor changes in this story, as it would be boring with Aang waking up from his slumber after 100 years. The only change in Avatar is Book 3, of which Master Roshi decides to fight for the war and help take down the Fire Nation. And he's basically a background character in this time so far, but he will be an important character later in this story. So let's continue. The fight with Aang versus Ozai and Zuko versus Azula still happen, although it's relatively the same. There's nothing much to cover. Now that we have talked about the Avatar side of this crossover, we can now talk about the Dragon Ball part of this what if. In the summer of 100 AG, after the defeat of Fire Lord Ozai, a day after the war ends, where an object lands in a forest and it is discovered to be a space pod containing a child. This is Goku, and just like the story of Dragon Ball, Goku is trained by Grandpa Gohan, and the only difference is Grandpa Gohan relies on his firebending to show Goku martial arts and how it works. So Goku tries to do the same thing, but he realizes he can't, and says Grandpa Gohan says to not worry, as some people were just not meant to bend, which in this universe non-benders still exist. However, since Ki is unknown, remember in this universe, Ki does exist, it's just that no one knows how to use it, as they focus on the bending part, and nobody tries to figure out if there's anything beyond the use of bending. So, this piece of Goku and Grandpa Gohan ends when Goku turns into a great ape one night. Unfortunately for Grandpa Gohan, he is crushed, especially in this universe where everybody is weaker due to their reliance on bending, as they don't really focus on Ki because they don't know it exists yet. Even with Grandpa Gohan's firebending, it still doesn't make a difference, so we can continue 12 years later, after the defeat of Fire Lord Ozai. Goku keeps on training, that he insists that he will stop the world from evil people like Fire Lord Ozai, which are stories told by Grandpa Gohan. One day, Goku sees an object heading straight towards him. As he steps out of the way, as he uses his power pole to make a dent in the car. Unlike in canon, this is due to the overall fact that the world of Avatar is significantly weaker than early Dragon Ball characters, and the training they did is much weaker. So, this causes the person to get out of the car, and this is a early prototype of a car, as technology is also less advanced in this universe due to the effect of Avatar. The person steps out of the car with Goku asking questions like, "Who are you?" The person then steps out saying, "What is your problem?" with Goku behaving in canon. Since this person, who is Bulma, who is a Dragon Ball character, in canon, tried to use a gun on Goku, but since guns don't exist in Avatar, instead Bulma blows a tranquilizer dart at Goku, which hits his arm as he goes numb. Goku then asks, "What did you do to my arm?" Bulma then replies, "All I did was in self-defense. You were threatening me," says Bulma. Goku backs off as he apologizes, as he introduces himself to Bulma. Just in canon, the hunt towards the Dragon Ball begin, as the story ends for now. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this crossover so far, as I'm trying to make it my best. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this crossover so far, as I'm trying my best to make this crossover make as much sense as possible. And if this crossover is enjoyed, I may make another part to this. But Anyway, guys, if this what if does get support, I will be making another part to this what if on what Team Avatar is doing and what is going on for the hunt for the Dragon Balls.